Alright guys, I'm actually recording this before the intro, but we just got the new truck home. And the first thing we're going to do, just because it's cool, is we're going to go ahead and do the VTA mod, which is the vent to atmosphere, which simply entails venting the blow-off valve. It's actually down in here. And this is a 13 F-150 3.5 Ecoboost. Right there is actually a blow-off valve mounted directly to the intercooler, which is right here. And it is plumbed up to the intake. It actually connects right under here, if you can see where my finger is. It's real simple. All you gotta do is cap that off, remove the tube. Some guys like to put an air filter on the blow-off valve, which on my 16 F-150 EcoBoost, I did do that. However, I don't know how important it is, because the only time that that valve is open, it is ejecting excessive boost pressure. So the odds of actually consuming any sort of debris or dust or anything like that is pretty slim, but it doesn't hurt just to go to the store, pick up, auto parts store, pick up a cheap little filter to put on there just to ensure. But first thing we're going to do is remove the air baffles, or some guys like to call them the silencers in here. I read and kind of back and forth on removing the silencers. A lot of people say, hey, don't do it. It only causes problems. They're there for a reason. Well, I'll tell you straight up from what I know is they're there for a reason, and that is to silence the turbos. Most consumers don't like to hear the turbos in these trucks. They want like nice luxury quiet vehicles where if you're like me, you don't care and you want to hear the turbos. And I don't think it hurts anything. I've actually heard crazy stories of people saying, well, they're not silencers, they're actually little turbines or something like that that direct airflow. That's a bunch of crap. Because if you look, the way that these are set up, what they're designed to do in a direction like that is they actually muffle the sound coming back from the turbos. And actually, these are different than the 16s. The 16s actually, this would be full coverage. You couldn't actually see past them. Now, the other thing they say is that these actually spin the air so that it spins it against the direction of the turbo, so the turbo actually chops and grabs that air a little bit harder. Well, if you actually look at the way that the turbos are set up, it's not true. Because these spin the air in the same direction that the turbos are spinning, which means those turbos are actually pulling air that is spinning in the same direction that it's already going, therefore not creating the chop or grab effect to really draw it in. It's just simply not true. So all you got to do is take these guys out. Now, I don't know how big of a difference it's going to make on this 13, because again, that's pretty wide open. That's not, these actually appear as if they are simply directing airflow. I actually don't think this is going to make that big of a difference. On the 16, these fins in here are a lot bigger. And if you actually look through here, you can't see through it as well. It's more of an actual, I don't know, silencer is, what I take of it. But either way, if you think it's going to make that big of a difference having these out, it's not that big a deal to pull them out and see what your numbers change if your mileage drops drastically or something like that. Well, then take it apart and put them back in. It's not that big a deal. That's all there is to it. So, got that one, and then we got this one right here. I'm going to go ahead and pull them out and just see what happens. I'm not expecting a huge gain, but it don't matter. Let's just do it. Also, I got a K&N drop-in washable filter to replace this one. I did not go buy a K&N drop-in filter. I already have one, so since I've got one laying around, I'm going to use it, and this one's not in the greatest shape anyway, so that's it for that. We got that off. That's all of about 3 minutes that took to get that apart. So we're going to remove the baffles, put this back together, and then we're going to crawl underneath and take the tube off going to the blow-off valve. We're going to remove that tube right there, the gray plastic piece that goes down to the blow-off valve. Super simple. That gray thing is just a collar, and when you twist it, let's see if I can actually film it. All you got to do is twist it that far, and you can see that tab right there being pushed out. Twist it and pull. That easy, top and bottom. I'm not even going to show the bottom one. Well, I guess I could probably, you can kind of see it. It's right down in there. But you crawl underneath, you're going to see the exact same thing. I have to pull off a plastic panel or something, but again, you'll see the exact same thing. Twist it, pop it right off, and that tube comes right out. And that's really all you got to do. We got to do some cleaning in here. There's some debris that kind of fell down when I took that hose off, or the other tubing off. But anyways, it's that easy. And like I said before, the bottom one, you probably could get away with just leaving it open. That shouldn't ever create any vacuum with that being open unless there's something wrong with your truck. But it wouldn't hurt to put a filter on it. I'm not going to immediately. I'll probably eventually, once I find one, I'll put it on there. But this tube right here, this opening that is in the air intake, that one absolutely needs to be plugged because that is drawing in cold air from the air intake. You know, the air intake's right here. We got our K&N in there. It's drawing air this way, so it's drawing in this one, and it's drawing into this one. If that's open, obviously you're drawing atmosphere air, dirt, debris, everything else. So that one needs to be plugged. There are little pieces and kits you can buy. What I'm going to do, and I did this on my last one too, is I had like just a rubber plug that I just slid inside there. It just happened to fit perfect. Put just a tiny little layer of silicone on it just to make sure it was sealed up. And then all I did was just took a little screw and just threaded it right through this plastic into that rubber plug just to ensure it would never come loose. I ran it that way for, I don't know, thousands of miles on my last truck. Never had any issues, and it didn't cost me a dime over a kit of rubber plugs that I bought for something else. So it was cheap, easy, damn near free. So, which cheap and free don't go together, but you get my point. You didn't have to go spend a bunch of money to do it. So there's ways to do it. All you gotta do is make sure that it's plugged. The best thing to do is you can get a plug that goes around the outside of it, put a clamp on it, and you know you're golden. So I'm going to crawl underneath and get that other one off, and then we'll work on making a plug for that. So sit tight. Under the truck now. On this 13, you just got these little 90-degree twist pins you gotta take off. This flap opens up, and as you can see, where is it? Oh, it's over there. That is the other end of our tube right there. So all we gotta do is twist that just the same as we did the top one, and it just fell off. Just like that. Take this old tube right here. And look at that. That's the piece you're removing. And you really don't even have to remove it. You can actually leave the tube on. Just zip tie it up out of the way somewhere up top. I mean, when it vents, it's just going to vent out that end, like up towards the top of the engine. But, in my opinion, just take it off. Then we'll go back underneath here. And you can see this little snout right here we're left with. This is what you don't, I mean, I don't want to give bad information. You really should put a filter on it. Find some sort of, you know, like sometimes you go to the parts store, you can get those little filters for like the tiny little single barrel carburetors. Just slide right over that, put a clamp on it. It's just extra security to make sure that dirt doesn't get sucked in there. Again, every time that the blow-off valve opens after you let off the throttle, it's going to release pressure, so it's constantly blowing out, and anytime you hit the throttle, it's sealed, it's closed. So theoretically, this shouldn't ever draw in any dirt or dust or anything like that, but my last truck, I did put a filter on it. I probably will this one too. I'm not going to right now because I don't have one, but next time I'm by a parts store, I'll probably stop and see what I can find just to find something cheap and easy to slide over that. I mean, if you were that worried about it, you could even like just put a rag around it with a clamp or something just to prevent anything from getting in there, but you know, that would maybe just be like a temporary fix. And if you're really that worried about it, then just wait to do this little mod until you have all the parts and pieces to do it. But for now, mine's going to stay open, you know, maybe even just till tomorrow. This truck really isn't a piece of crap. This is your oil filter drain spout right here. That's why it's covered in oil and all crappy, but needs a good cleaning under here. But anyways, that's it. We got our tube removed. I did plug the top. I had a nice plug just to go right over top of it. Actually, I just used a little bit of tape just to make sure it stayed on until I can get a proper clamp for it, but it is sealed up on the intake. We did remove the baffles. these little doohickeys here. Pop them right back in. That one's in. That one's in. That one's in. And that one's in. That's just for oil filter access anyways. Got a nice string light flashlight underneath there, but I couldn't hold it and the camera at the same time. That was it. That probably took all of about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes total. Probably closer to 10. You know, take these two clamps off. I pulled this off. You got to disconnect this first. Make sure you don't turn your key on with that unplugged. You'll throw a code. We did put our K&N drop in there. Our silencers are gone. We plugged the intake, removed that tube. We are vented to atmosphere down there. So, did we gain any horsepower? No, we didn't. But it sounds cooler. That's all that matters, right? So, anyways, we'll do some test driving in the morning and see if we can get some sound out of it.